Oh my goodness. That project was amazing. And I'm not sitting here just dick riding because we are going to say like, oh, you're just dick riding Opium. No. The last couple projects I've rated pretty low for Ken Carson. You can check the receipts, bruh. But this project, I feel like he lessened the distortion and grunge. Kind of sounded like, again, a great Chaos Deluxe, which is the sound that he was trying to go for, at least from what they told me. And it worked perfectly. Like you can actually hear Ken's voice without your ear falling off. And so I'd say like this project only got like, I'm trying to figure out which songs, because when they updated the album to put in the Destroy Lonely and Playboi Carti feature, which we will discuss in a second, it took off all my liked songs. So I'm trying to figure out which ones I didn't like. The ones I know I didn't really like that much were Exposed and Money Spread. And I know Money Spread had a music video, so it's supposed to be like, you know, one of the ones that you push, one of them wins, but I just can't do it. I don't know why. But this song was great for many reasons. One, I think Carti knew that this was time finally that he needs to give his boy Ken, the one who really solidified the Opium label to be the label that it is today. Ken Carson made it popular. Of course, Carti is the man, and he's got like the crazy cosign that helped Ken. But Ken, really, if he wasn't as successful as he was today, or he is today, Opium wouldn't be signing Destroy Lonely and Homicide Gang and blowing them up with ease. You know what I mean? Ken Carson walked so the other ones could run. So shout out Ken. But as I was saying, the Playboi Carti feature, let's just discuss that first. It was Ken, an old Ken song from Project X era, which was a little bit confusing. But now that we're discussing that, I just want to say this project was probably, I think this is his best project aside from Project X. Now, when you listen to Project X, his flow seems a bit more elementary. And so now he's definitely more developed. So let's just call this his best project yet. Although Project X, I feel like has no skips whatsoever. I feel like this has 2 or 3 to me. But that was just a whole different era. Like we weren't really, I don't know. The music just felt like less saturated. He was still coming up. It was still super exciting. So it's hard to even compare the two. But like More Chaos is amazing. And I know a lot of people were hating when we were reacting to it on stream because they were like, oh man, this sounds like all repetitive and whatever. You know what? I've grown to realize that it's hard to just listen to 22 tracks straight and not be bored with it or like lose attention, remain engaged, just because like we just spent an hour and a half of our time. What time is it? 1:24. We just spent an hour and 20 minutes straight, just locked in, 80 minutes locked in, listening to one person. And I love that it didn't have too many features on there. It was just Lone and Carti. Maybe a couple would have been cool, like a little Uzi, maybe like a little I don't even know who would fit. I feel like Travis Scott would fit on Ken Carson. That'd be really cool. Who else? Future would be cool. I feel like on a couple of the songs where Ken Carson was using auto-tune, he sounded a little bit like Lil Wayne because he's got that scratchy voice when he does his high-pitched singing. That's just me, though. People can hate on that take. I don't really care. But yeah. And then 2000, was that the song that I really loved? 2000, man. I low-key like it when he doesn't have super complex beats. I think that's where he's in his bag. I know before I said I like the electronic beats that are less distorted, but when he's got the dark beats that kind of have a larger pocket for him to actually rap, I think maybe 200 Cash was one of those. I said that was like a slower type song that Money Spread was trying to be, but it just didn't execute as well as 200 Cash. But 2000, I could listen to that 2,000 times. and not be bored of it. I almost broke my 30-year-old back. I'm not 30 years old, by the way, but I almost broke my old dad's back dancing to that song. It was amazing. Oh my God. If this was disappointing, then what is music? Like, seriously, if you didn't like anything on here, you might be older than me. Nah, but I actually do get it if you don't really like this type of music, because it is a bit like how do I describe it? Like kind of nichey. Like it is kind of grungy. Like if you're not really into the underground music, so to speak, like of course you're not gonna like it just because it's not like J. Cole or like mainstream rap. So I get it. Ken will be lucky if he gets 20K. No, bruh. With those box sets, you can even see it at the bottom that they're promoting it below the Spotify. I think he's hitting 70K pretty easily. 70, 75K. People are saying 100. Huh. It really depends. I know Carson got on stream with Ken, at least like he FaceTimed or something. So like he's getting the promo like organically. Like people just fuck with Ken, especially after, again, Carti just dropped. So, and Carti just featured on Ken's project. So that's going to add streams to it. And that was like a little surprise. Swamp Izzo tweeted, ha 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 ha. You know, moments before or an hour before Ken Carson actually dropped the album. So he was foreshadowing it or like hinting at it, and then it happened. So this was all planned. Honestly, this is why Opium is so dope. Because they do these little Easter eggs. Like they build like a whole experience into the album, not just like, here you go. Here's the music. Like, nah, it's like a whole like, oh, they keep you guessing the entire time. It's like whack-a-mole. You know? French Montana just dropped. Who give a fuck? But yeah, great project. I mean, I couldn't really tell you too many of the songs apart right now. I just remember I was vibing pretty much the entire time, other than for a couple. Oh, by the way, the beat switches might have been some of the best parts of the project, because it would be like, honestly, the first half, I was kind of like iffy on the song, but then when it dropped, I was like, oh shit, I just took a dump. Like, I didn't even know it was coming out of me. It was like, it just took me by surprise, man. But yeah, the beat switches, like, you couldn't even expect them either. So at first, when I was hearing the songs and they were like 3 minutes and 50 seconds, I was like, oh, these are a little too long. But now I get it. I apologize, Kenyatta. Oh, and by the way, my last point before we hop in the Discord. The songs that I didn't like, or the songs that I liked the least, and I said this during the stream, was the songs, or were the songs that sounded too much like A Great Chaos. If it sounded like the previous project, it's not worth it for me, because you can't, like, at first I didn't really like A Great Chaos. If you go back to that reaction, I was like, this is too grungy for me, for my old ass, blah, blah, blah. But like now that's basically a classic for the underground. Like there are so many bangers after banger after banger. Now I like this project more chaos. I like more chaos more than A Great Chaos, but because it's better suited for my older ears, if you will. But you can't beat with the same sound A Great Chaos, because it's just like a masterpiece for that type of sound that he tried to create. So that's why I just skipped the ones that kind of sounded like they were throwaways from that project, essentially, because you can't make a better song than what created the sound in the first place. But yeah, I'd give overall the project like a 8.75, maybe even a 9. 8.75. I don't think it's a 9 yet. It might grow on me a little bit more to be a 9 though.